Hello and welcome to the show. We started this week's FailRace episode with a drive on GTA 5, messing around with a go-kart, trying to fit said go-kart under a truck, and I mean, it does actually quite an impressive job, manages to lift the truck up basically with their face. The thing is, having managed to ping around with said truck, it turns out the mule can kind of win. The go-kart is wedged, well, it's got the character wedged between the axle and the lower part of the frame, and now cannot move. It's very stuck. They try shooting at something, which, I mean, it's successful in pissing the driver of the truck off, and they go shooting along, and this continued for quite a while. It was as they start coming off of the slip road, this is when things went a little bit, this is where they went back to a little bit normal. As the truck turned, it managed to kind of spit the go-kart out, the truck getting spun in all of that, but it's quite impressive. We stick with GTA 5 and a ramp truck doing ramp truck things. However, FailRace Police Department, they are back in, you know, they have new methods of trying to deal with getaway ramp trucks, and it's pretty damn effective. Yes, that is a police car that's flipped a truck. And not just a truck on its own, a ramp truck towing a trailer. That's a damn good job. Whoever is the driver of that car definitely deserves a raise. Big K up next on Horizon 4, racing a cross-country race when they get sent to orbit. Over a jump, the Ram going for a very, very big flight before crashing back onto its roof. Now, we've seen this a little bit before with cars. So, basically, the AI BMW up ahead hits something. I don't know what that causes it to get launched into the air. It just so happens that the player vehicle is directly above it, so that gets launched. The BMW comes back down and barely loses anything, whereas the Ram gets sent into a field. Don't quite know what causes the sort of sudden ping, but there we go. Jamie is up next on Horizon 4, driving around, I think it's Broadway, this one, heading up towards a corner, minding their own business. You know, nothing untoward going on when the game throws a Subaru at them. I don't even know where it came from and how it got so much speed. Everything was fine, and then suddenly there was a Subaru. I mean, it didn't really affect the Porsche all that much, but I don't know quite how that happened. Tolly up next on Mafia, also driving around, minding their own business when the game throws a police car at them. The police car initially lands on its wheels, bounces, and then skids along on its roof down the tram lines. I don't know what causes it. Even in sort of super slow-mo, try to have a look. It looks like it just spawns in at a slightly funky angle, and the game just pings it forward, and it happens to be up into the air, and then, yeah, once it comes crashing back down, physics takes over and bounces and skids. But yeah, you know what? Sure, just ping. It's the FailRace Police Department car cannon. That's what they've got. It was invented. It's not used anymore. It wasn't very effective, as we see there. Joe Kimbo up next on the Rally 4, driving around with a Porsche rally car. Now, we've seen the roll and carry on many times in dirt games, and in V-Rally, well, you can do a similar thing. Just got a little bit too much speed. Bounced over some rocks, managed to go for a big old tumble, a good number of rolls before landing. Can carry on. Not the cleanest of landings. Now, we don't see it very often on my summer car. Trailblazer here is doing the rally stage, carrying plenty of speed, gets things wrong. Easily done here. It's a big roll for the Satsuma here. It's a huge tumble, in fact, for the car. But it comes crashing back down, pointing the right direction, and you can get back on the road to carry on. The door's flapping. It's certainly not a pristine condition car anymore, but the roll cage did its job. Douglas up next on Beam is doing one of the scenarios. Goes to spin an AI vehicle, successfully spins said AI vehicle, can't get control of their car again though. And as everything is driving along, they've actually busted the steering, can barely get it sort of back together, and the AI gets their revenge. Yes, don't mess with the AI cars, they might exact their revenge on you. Yeah, I mean, that's Beam for you. That is Beam for you. Darth Tormund on iRacing. I think it is at Charlotte, perhaps, racing in the trucks. Everything goes a little bit wrong coming off of the corner, just loses the back end, gathers or tries to gather it back up, can't, hits the wall, and then the game decides, you know what, that truck should be in the air, and then bouncing, and then bouncing, and then crashing, and that's the end of that truck. The truck on the inside actually did a good job of avoiding all of that wreck. Coxie Kid up next on Far Cry 5 is trying to load a vehicle onto a truck. I don't know why these trucks are in this game, because I've only ever seen them break and be glitchy, and this one is going to continue that trend. Rather than picking around to orbit, no, this one's just going to jitter its way forward. In fact, it's going to bunny hop its way forward. I also love nobody else is paying any attention to glitchy, bouncy, weird truck behaviour that's going on. Ah, now we're going to go for some cornering. We're going for some leading. We're actually a motorbike. That's what this is. I don't know. It's definitely not how these trucks are supposed to work, is it? And then some scenery gets very angry, and then we're parked. Jittery, but parked. Yep, that's not... it's not gone to plan. And finally, we have still guns on Train Simulator. Pondering the question of what happens if you mod a train to make it go unbelievably fast. I'm not sure if that's 400 miles an hour or kilometres an hour, but it's stupendously quick, whichever one it is. As you can imagine... the game doesn't... I mean, the game was doing relatively well, but it starts its tiniest of wobbles, and then its train carriages away. Everything goes glitchy and weird, and then hide the evidence through the floor. Yes, the train derailed more due to the unbelievable speed, I think, than anything else. Turns out trains are not meant to go that far. That train's not meant to go that fast, that's for sure. But there we go. That is going to be it for this episode. As ever, if you have clips you'd like to submit to this series, you can via a Google form. There'll be a link to that in the description. Down below you can find all the rules and how it works in there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.